Hello everyone. So today we'll discuss the C# call by value and call by reference. So what is the difference between these two in terms of class objects in C#? So let's start. Jump over to the Visual Studio. So we can see that I have already declared two methods here, method for call by value and method for call by reference. The difference between these two methods is the ref keyword that I have used here. Then I have taken a class with a property name in it. So let's start. Let me create an object obj equals to new my class, and let's assign the name as BBC Big Bang Coding. So console dot write line, so my obj dot name, so what it should print, it should print BBC for us. Now I'm going to call this method now with the obj in it, and I'm going to assign a different value in the name property of it. So it's like maybe assigned by value method. Yep. So now my value should change here, which should say me assigned by value. Cool. So quotes will not be there obviously. Let's print it out. Okay. So here in another method. So in this method, I'll also call obj and assign the value something assigned by ref method. So if you go here, console.write line, what it should give me? It should give me this. Okay, cool. So let me run it and see. So it's BBC assigned by value method, assigned by ref method. So we can see that even if it's a call by value method is called, the value that is changed inside the method that is assigned in the name property has been reflected in my main method as well. So I can see that the output after this line is assigned by value method. So we will discuss, this is what where our introduction will start from. And then let me take you to my PPT, and here this is what I have tried to explain here. So it's a kind of let's see that this statement where obj equals to new my class. So this statement actually, when it runs by the CLR, what it does is it allocates a memory to my class object and assign an address to it. So this, at this address, when we access 1212, we access that object, and to get access the name, we'll access it by dot name. So when we say 1212, what it is pointing to? It is pointing to the memory object, the whole object. It is not pointing to any specific property of that. So now when we say, so this is what I have tried to also state here, that obj internally stores the address of the value, which is 1212 here, and when variable obj referred to it, it returns the value present at the address 1212, which is the object itself. Okay, so let's go back, let's try to debug and try to understand more deeply here what is happening inside it, and what's the impact then. Why should I use the ref keyword with my objects? Does it make sense for me? Yeah, it makes sense in certain scenarios. Let's understand it. Okay, so let me debug the code now. Yep, so now we can see that the value in the object name was this. So whenever I'm executing this method, I'm coming here, I can see that the value has been assigned. A new value has been assigned by value method. So let's go to the main method and see that what's the value inside the name. Oh, okay, so this has been changed, which is perfect. This is what is expected. Why? So what is happening here is when we are actually passing the obj with this one, it is actually creating another memory pointer, which is 1213 as an example. It might be 1213, but it is pointing to the same memory object, and that is why when we are referring obj with the name, it is actually pointing to the same memory. So the dot name will be pointing to the same memory. However, this variable can be 1213 as well. So this is important. So if I have suppose another property, that property can also be changed and it will be reflected at the same moment in the main method. So whenever you pass an object into a method, then those objects properties can be altered. Okay, so let me show you one more thing, that if I write over here obj equals to null, let's see, and let's drag it over back, and we can see that what will happen. So if I'll say null, this assigning null will not impact my current main method. So this obj still has the value. You can see that there is a value, it is still pointing to my class object. Okay, so let's execute further. Let's see the same behavior. So now again it will be kind of same behavior because we are assigning the name value. We can see that assigned by ref method. Let's go back to our main method and we can see that the name value has been changed to assigned by ref method, which is expected because it is passed by ref. But now let's, why it is like that? Okay, so in the ref keyword, when we are using ref, the difference is that this one, it creates another memory pointer, and then that pointer is actually pointing to the same memory. However, method for call by reference is giving the same memory address in this method. So this obj also contains 1212. So it is pointing to same memory, so obviously value will be changed. So if I assign this obj equals to null, suppose, and look over here, I execute it. Let's go back to main method and see what's there inside it. Oops, it is null. The reason is we lost the reference. So because this was the same memory pointer, and since we set it to null, it is no more pointing to the same address. That's why it will throw an exception, because it is a null object and non-name property. So this is the main difference between this is the difference between call by value and call by reference. And ideally you are not supposed to pass the ref objects. I'll talk on another video that when should really you pass the class objects by ref. So ideally you don't need to pass any object by ref keywords generally. So this is what this video was all about. So in my next video I'll try to explain you the difference between stack and the heap. This is what I have pointed here, that this is a heap memory. So my objects are always will always go into my heap, and my normal primitive variables will always go to my stack. But I'm sure you have further questions, so please watch my next video, stack versus heap, for that. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. This is a presentation by the Big Bang Coding. Thank you very much.